you know what?
What?
Do you know what?
Jack, be serious. Of course I don't know what. If you don't tell me what is. Wait. Did we just make a reference to something?
I think we did. Anyway, there's a rumor going around that a new locomotive might be arriving.
Really? Where did you hear that
From Mr. Red. Though, he didn't tell me directly. When I was heading back to the engine yard last night, I heard Mr. Red talking on the phone. He seemed really excited, so a new locomotive must be arriving.
And what if there isn't a new locomotive arriving?
Then a movie crew might be coming to film a scene for an upcoming movie? Hey, it could happen.
There better not be a new locomotive arriving.
It's bad enough having to deal with 16 useless locomotives.
Us? Useless? Nope, sorry, wrong answer. Locomotives are far from useless. We are dependable and
Out of date.
Mark my words, your days are numbered.
I can't stand those two.
None of us can.
Hey, you two. Have you heard the news?
About the new locomotive?
What? No. I was told that a major storm is coming tonight.
Oh, fantastic. Whenever a major storm arrives,
A great deal of damage will be stored. Oh.
As the day went by, dark clouds appeared and sounds of thunder were heard in the distance. And when night came, heavy rain poured down and fierce winds blew. By morning, the storm had passed, but the damage was done. Trees were torn down, roofs had been damaged, and there were lots of debris on the tracks. Not to mention, many passenger and freight services were delayed. Nonetheless, all the engines were working hard to clear the damage from the storm.
Oh, Jack, stop!
huh? Whoa!
Jack, be careful!
Sorry, Joe. I wasn't thinking.
About a possibility of a new locomotive joining the railroad's roster?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, if there isn't a new locomotive coming, don't be disappointed.
After a long time, the damage from the storm was cleared. Mr. Red arrived at the engine yard to congratulate everyone on a job well done.
Now, some of you may have heard that a new locomotive may or may not be arriving. And I just want to say, there will be a new locomotive arriving.
Really? That's great! But when?
Tomorrow morning. But just a heads up, the new locomotive that is arriving, well, doesn't talk much. So don't expect a long conversation with this locomotive.
Early the next morning, a big group of rail fans were waiting for the new locomotive to arrive.
This new locomotive will be arriving in 5 minutes.
5 minutes had passed, but there was no sign of the new locomotive.
You guys think that something's wrong?
I'm not sure, but we have to wait to find out.
Another 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Then 15. But there was no sight of the new engine. The rail fans were becoming impatient, and some of them were about to leave, until...
Ah! There she is!
A camelback locomotive arrived. Immediately, the rail fans started taking pictures. Secretly, the camelback wished they hadn't. She wanted them to leave.
So, sir, what's her name?
Oh! Right. Her name. You see... Well...
I don't have a name.
You don't?
How is that possible?
Maybe we'll give you a name.
How about Debbie?
Or Heather?
Or Catherine.
Oh, I just had another idea. Maybe...
Stop! Please, stop! Oh, sorry. What I mean is, I don't deserve a name.
But... why?
I'm not special.
Not special? Ridiculous.
You may think it's ridiculous, but it's the truth.
So, how should we address you?
Just call me number 16. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to the engine yard.
Number 16? That doesn't sound right.
Well, if she wants to be known as number 16, then so be it.
Also, she doesn't seem happy. I wonder why.
In the afternoon, Jack was getting number 16's freight train ready. Number 16 was watching nearby and was feeling miserable.
So, this is your first job on this railroad. How are you feeling?
Not good. I don't think my coming here was a good idea.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You'll be fine.
I'm just worried that history is going to repeat itself.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Just when number 16 passed Dawn Station, there was a loud scream from inside her cab. Her engineer had injured his arm.
Oh no, history is repeating itself.
Once a relief crew had arrived, number 16 was on her way again.
So, how did it go?
Terrible. Not only was my engineer injured, several other problems have occurred.
Man, that's rough. But don't worry, we all had some rough moments.
In the evening, number 16 was assigned to take another freight train to Altoona. She was backing down onto the freight cars when her engineer tried to slow her down, but he couldn't.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Phew, that was a close one.
There was no damage done to number 16 or the freight cars. The fireman, however, wasn't so lucky. The force of the impact made him lose his balance and fall out of the cab, causing him to hurt his leg.
Oh no! Another person is injured!
After the problem was corrected and another relief crew arrived, number 16 set off for Altoona. It was 9 o'clock when number 16 returned.
So glad that this day is over. Nothing went right.
Tomorrow's another day. Things might be better.
Or worse.
The next day, number 16 was idling in a siding. She was assigned to pull a passenger train. She was very nervous. Worse still, there was a rumor going around that she could be a cursed engine. And unfortunately, this gave Ryan and Ralph an opportunity to give number 16 a hard time.
Well, what do you know, Ralph? It's the cursed locomotive.
I wonder how many people she'll hurt today.
10, 20.
I would say 100.
Please! Leave me alone!
Won't be long till she gets pulled from the railroad's roster.
Yes! And sent to the scrapyard.
Hey! Knock it off!
Got a problem, scrap iron?
Yeah, I got a problem. You two are being jerks. Can't you see that she's depressed?
That's not our problem.
Word of advice. Focus on your work and stop being jerks.
Thank you!
Don't mention it. Those two have been a pain in the butt ever since they arrived. So, are you ready for your passenger train?
Can you pull it instead?
Why?
I'm just not up to it. Plus, what if I hurt someone again?
Maybe you won't. Come on, give it a try.
I guess I'll give it a shot.
That's the spirit.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
All the passengers were waiting for number 16, but what happened next was completely unexpected.
I can't do this!
Huh? Hey, number 16! You forgot your...
Leave me alone!
Oh no, this isn't good.
What?
She ran away. For a minute, I thought she forgot her train, but that wasn't the case. And believe it or not, as she was running away, it looked like she was about to cry.
Oh no! We must look for her at once.
You're right, Christina. The three of you will look for her.
But sir, what about the passenger train?
Luke isn't pulling any trains at the moment, so he will pull it. Now, get going.
And just like that, the search was on.
She's not here, that's for sure. Where could she be?
Number 16! Where are you? Number 16! Oh man. I hope we find her soon.
Oh, we've searched everywhere. Except... No, she couldn't be there. Could she?
Joe arrived at Track 8. Track 8 hadn't been used for years, ever since the wreck of 1987.
There you are.
Please, can you go away? I just want to be alone.
But everyone is worried about you.
Why? All I've done is hurt people.
Has this happened before?
Ever since my trial run on my old railroad. Remember when I said I didn't deserve a name because I'm not special?
Yeah?
There's more to the story than that. After I hurt a couple of people after my trial run, the railroad manager told me that locomotives that hurt people don't deserve a name. The other locomotives wouldn't talk to me. I tried talking to them, but they ignored me. For many years, I kept hurting my crew and kept breaking down. The final straw was when I had problems with my brakes and I ended up in a turntable well.
Oh, jeez.
Then the railroad manager told me that I was pulled from the railroad's roster, and I was put in an unused shed, and I was still damaged after my accident. But somehow, Mr. Red heard about me and bought me, and I was taken to a repair yard. Not gonna lie, I thought he made a big mistake.
He definitely didn't make a big mistake. I mean, you deserve a second chance. Am I right?
Maybe. But then again, maybe not.
Well, I guess I'll leave you alone.
Actually, I think that I'll head back with you. I don't want Mr. Red to worry all night.
Good choice.
Well, there you are. Glad that you're safe.
Guys, I searched everywhere, but I can't find her.
Jack.
She's probably left the railroad by now.
Jack.
We'll have to search the whole country to bring her back home and—
Jack!
What?
She's right here, silly.
Oh. My bad.
I'm glad you're safe, number 16, but please, don't do that again.
Trust me, sir. I won't.
Now, Joe, Christina, and Jack, I would like to talk to number 16 privately. You know, if you don't want to pull freight or passenger trains for the next few days, that's fine.
I think I'll take another shot at it.
Are you sure? I'm not trying to force you or anything.
I'm sure, sir.
Very well.
The following morning, number 16 was getting ready to take a passenger train to Philadelphia. But once again, Ryan and Ralph decided to give her a hard time.
Oh look, the cursed locomotive is back.
More people are going to get hurt, and it will be all her fault.
The only one's going to get hurt will be you two if you don't back off.
Okay, you two. Leave. Now.
Fine, we'll go. But don't be surprised that you'll get pulled from the railroad's roster by the end of the day.
You alright?
I was until those two showed up.
It's best to ignore them. So, I'm going to make a prediction. No one is going to get hurt, and you're not going to run into any problems.
Do you mean that?
Mm-hmm. I do.
You know something? I think you're right. I need to stop living in fear and be more confident.
That's what I like to hear.
And Joe, thank you
For what?
for being a good friend, of course.
No problem.
No one is going to get hurt. No one is going to get hurt. There will be no injuries or problems today.
A half hour had passed when number 16 returned from Philadelphia.
So, how did it go?
Not a single lunch reader problem occurred.
That's great news!
Throughout the day, there were no problems for number 16, nor any injuries to her crew or her passengers. And for the first time, she felt happy.
This is the best day I've ever had.
Proud of you.
Hopefully the next few days will be just as good as today.
As a matter of fact, they were. There were no injuries to the passengers or number 16's crew, and there were no problems for number 16. Best of all, the rumor about her being a cursed engine was gone, and the other engines noticed that her personality had changed.
She seems more confident.
And happier.
Hey look, here she comes now.
Hello guys, I came back from rescuing these knuckleheads.
Oh my! What happened to them?
They thought it was a good idea to take a shortcut. Only, they ended up crashing into a mudslide.
Wow. Wow, number 16. You've rescued a pair of sticks in the mud?
Stop laughing! It's not funny!
Let them laugh, Ralph. The way we've been treating number 16, we deserve it.
Number 16 just got back from the harbor when she saw something. A car was stuck on track 1, and to make matters worse, the driver was in pain.
Oh dear, Joe's coming! I'd better warn him! Stop! Stop! There's a car stuck on the tracks!
Whoa! Oh, thank you, number 16. It's a good thing that you were around.
Hey, that's my wife's car! Valerie, can you hear me? I'm calling an ambulance.
Just to let you know, sir, this locomotive over here just prevented a serious accident from happening.
Well, I must thank you for that. Not only did you save my wife's life, but also our unborn baby's life.
No problem, Mr.
Williams. Jeremy Williams. What's your name?
I don't have a name. Just a number. 16. Anyway, I gotta get going.
A locomotive without a name?
A few days had passed, and number 16 was at the engine yard when Christina arrived.
Mr. Red is looking for you.
Really? What for?
You'll see. Follow me.
When number 16 arrived at Dawn Station, she was surprised. Lots of engines and a big crowd of people were waiting for her. And there, on the station's platform, was Mr. and Mrs. Williams and their baby girl.
Here she is, folks, the hero of the railroad.
Quiet, quiet, everyone quiet. Thank you. As you know, number 16 had prevented a serious accident a few days ago. And number 16, Mr. Williams has asked me to name you after his wife as a reward.
You mean it?
Yep. So, what do you say?
It would be an honor.
Very well. You are officially known as Valerie.
So, how does it feel to have a name?
It feels good. Actually, no. It feels wonderful.
Proud of you. Heading back to the engine yard?
In a bit.
Okay. See you there, Valerie.
I won't lie. The past few years were just awful, and I didn't think that I deserved a second chance. But now, I'm grateful for that. Not only that I have a name, but a great new home and great new friends that I can rely on.